Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Football Manager 26 here with Dorking Wanderers. Today's episode is going to be all about Season 1. Exactly what happened, we're going to look at all the facts, all the stats and all the figures, not just from Dorking, but we're going to look at the leagues in England and around the world as well. We'll see who won what league, who won the Champions League, who got promoted and relegated, and who were the top goal scorers in some of the divisions. So strap in and let's have a little look at how things have gone for us. Now, of course, spoiler alert, if you've not watched the last episode, get ready for it. 3, 2, 1. We did win the National League South this season, finishing on 104 points. We played the final game off camera because things had already been won. We were done and dusted. We beat Weston-super-Mare away from home by 2-0. And of course, Alfie Rutherford was the man that got the goals. Now, we're going to have a look at Dorking and, see who got the most goals, the most assists, who got the highest rating, etc. But there's been something a little bit annoying that goes on in this year's Football Manager. As you can see, I've forwarded on to the 2nd of June, 2026. We've already started planning for next season about who's going to be here and who isn't going to be here. So the contracts have all been done. However, the players that we set for release, despite the fact that their contracts don't run out until the 30th of June 2026, so in the future, the club has they've already been released. So we've got a minimum number of players at the moment, and I've got this on a bit of an auto save file. So very, very annoying, and we'll go through those in the next episode though about who's staying and who's leaving. But let's have a bit of a look at Dorking Wanderers. So most appearances, Harrison Folkes, our goalkeeper, 55 appearances. He played every single game for us this season. Alfie Rutherford with 50, 3 off the bench, 48 for Brennan Camp, who is going to be leaving. He's going to Cove Rangers? Yeah, I think it is. 45 appearances for Denon Lewis, 45 for Louis Story. So we had like a real core of players that made 40 plus appearances for us this season. This was the heartbeat of the side. Let's have a look at the goals. Of course, Alfie Rutherford at the top, 38 goals in all competitions this season, 34 of those in the league, 3 in the FA Cup, 1 in the FA Trophy. An unbelievable season this man had. I'm so glad that he's going to be here for another year at least. Closely followed by Jason Pryor, 37 years old now in game. We are giving him, he's got a contract extension basically. He wouldn't accept a year. He's going to be here until 2028. If he goes for free, then he goes for free. But what a season this man has had. 37 appearances in the league, 3 off the bench, 19 goals, 10 assists to his name as well. 4 in the FA Cup, 1 in the FA Trophy. Let's have a look at who else has been the standout. There's a big drop down then to Charlie Carter. He got 10 goals this season, and then another drop down, 6 for Isaac Jeffries on loan, 5 for Denon Lewis, then 4s, 3s and 2s. But you can see pretty much where the crux of our goals came from this season. I'm so glad that we didn't get any kind of major injuries to Alfie Rutherford or Jason Pryor, because goodness knows what we would have done. Now, in terms of the assists, look at this. Denon Lewis. I mean, I don't know why my scouts don't... I mean, his attributes aren't amazing, but he played 39 times in the league this season, 5 times off the bench, got himself 20 assists in the National League South. Of course, we've given him a contract extension. Got himself 5 goals as well from that left-hand side. Been unbelievable. 2 assists in the FA Cup as well, taking him to 22 assists for the season. There's big blocks of things that go on here when it comes to goal scorers, appearances, and when it comes to assists as well. Next person that got closest, Jason Pryor. What a season he's had. 12 assists, as well as his 24 goals in all competitions. 8 assists for Isaac Jeffries. Of course, he came in on loan from Cardiff City, had a really good season with us. Took him a little while to get going, but do you know what? I'm really pleased with how he got overall. Only 21 years old as well. 7 assists for Alfie Rutherford, 6 from Pybus. Looking forward to getting a full season behind Dan Pybus. He was great. When we put him in central midfield alongside Charlie Carter, that's kind of what turned our season from the new year. So 6 for him, 6 for Frank Vincent, 6 for Morgan, 3 for Sears, couple for Camp, Gallagher and Annesley. Charlie Carter, only 2 assists this season. That is slightly disappointing from the captain, but overall, decent year. 1 for Louis Story, 1 for Harrison Folkes as well. I can't even remember that. That must have been like a big boomer over the top. In terms of average rating, our best player average, this is close. I mean, Jason Pryor with the highest average rating overall with a 7.36, followed by a 7.35 for Alfie Rutherford. Louis Story, the centre-back, a little bit of a forgotten man. You know, he made so many appearances, was absolutely solid at the back with a 7.31. 7.26 for the lone man Jack Taylor, 7.18 for Louis Annesley, and 7.15 for Denon Lewis. So they're all the stats of the players that were here at Dorking Wanderers. But what happened in the league as a whole? Well, first and foremost, obviously we won the league. Bath City were the team that got promoted. They got 82 points. They finished in 4th place. Absolute heartbreak for Eastbourne, who had a solid season. But when we look at the playoff final, it was Eastbourne against Bath City. Bath City winning it by 2-1. In terms of relegation from the National League South, Hampton and Richmond, Chippenham, Slough and Salisbury all getting the drop this season. I think Hemel Hempstead survived on the final day with a win. Right, where do I see the top goal scorers? This is now going to be a challenge for me to find. Right, I found it. The only possible way that I can find it is from the portal and the fixture schedule. If you click on the National League South, you then get a stats section down here. Right. Team stats, player stats. Let's go for player stats. Right, there we go. Attacking and goals. Right. So, top goal scorers in the National League this season. Of course, Alfie Rutherford with 34 from 46 appearances. Closely followed by this player at Dover, George Nikai. Nikai, I think that's how you say his name. He got himself a lot of goals this season. 29 in the league. Could he be worth a punt? He's on a 2-year contract, though, over at Dover. But he got himself... and of course, then it goes back to what you were previously looking at. This is going to be a frustrating time in this game. Andy Carroll got himself 28 goals in the league. Louis Britton at Weston-super-Mare got himself 26. David Radari at Hampton and Richmond with 26. And Dion Moore with 25. A couple of players here at Eastbourne as well, 25 and 21. Lots of goals in the league this season. But the main thing is Alfie Rutherford. He tops the charts. Jason Pryor equal 14th with 19 goals. Right, enough of that. Let's have a look at some of the other leagues from around the world. So we've already looked at the National League South. Let's have a look at the National League North. And the winners of the National League North were Spennymoor, and then we had Fylde that were promoted alongside them. Curzon, Bedford, Darlington and Marine, the teams that got relegated. As far as the National League itself is concerned, York City win the league. Rochdale, they are both promoted to League 2. Truro, Brackley, Boston and Wealdstone getting relegated. So there's some big teams that we're going to be playing next season. You've got like Carlisle, Hartlepool, Southend are in there, Yeovil, Scunthorpe United, Morecambe as well, Halifax. There's some big teams that we're going to be up against next season. And as far as League 2 is concerned, Chesterfield promoted as champions, Colchester, Bristol Rovers getting the automatic promotion places, Shrewsbury winning the playoffs, and in terms of relegation, Crawley, they go down alongside Tranmere. So they're 2 more teams that we will be meeting next season. In League 1, Luton Town winning the league as champions, Cardiff finishing in 2nd place, going up automatically, and then Plymouth, who finished in 6th position. Wow, look at how close this was in terms of the playoffs. They only finished 2 points behind Port Vale, who finished in 3rd, but Plymouth Argyle get promoted via the playoffs. In terms of the relegation picture, Stevenage, Burton, Peterborough and Northampton all going down from League 1. In the Championship, Southampton come out as league winners. Sheffield United getting automatic promotion. Coventry winning the playoffs. They all play Premier League football next season. Blackburn, Preston and Sheffield Wednesday getting relegated. And finally, in the Premier League, Manchester City win the title by 2 points from Arsenal, finishing in second. Liverpool third. Everton in fourth, with Newcastle in fifth. I think they all qualify for the Champions League next season. Man United in sixth. Chelsea in seventh. So, yeah, a few disappointing seasons here and there. Tottenham finishing in ninth. And then in terms of relegation, Sunderland, Burnley and Fulham going down. That's a big surprise there. Leeds United managed to survive with 2 wins in the final 2 games. Wow. Really good stuff from Leeds. They managed to stay in the Premier League. Let's have a look at the cups then. So the Community Shield was won by Crystal Palace. They beat Liverpool by 2-1. And in the Carabao Cup, Arsenal take the spoils. They beat Leeds by 5-1 in the final. And in the FA Cup, unbelievable scenes. Sheffield United beat Arsenal by 2-1 in the final. That's crazy. Sheffield United beating Arsenal in the FA Cup final. What happened here? Tahith Chong got himself a double. They were actually 2-0 up. And then Ethan Nwaneri scored in the 91st minute to, I'll say, make the scoreline look respectable, but it's not respectable at all. Let's have a look at some of the other leagues that we have got loaded then. So in France, Ligue 1, PSG win the title at an absolute canter. From Lille in second, Monaco in third, and Marseille in fourth. In the German Bundesliga, Bayern Munich winning that one by 16 points from Leipzig in second, Dortmund third, and Bayer Leverkusen in fourth. Cologne and Hamburg going down. In Italy, in the Serie A, Napoli take the spoils, 7 points from Inter Milan in second, AC Milan in third, Juventus in fourth, Roma in fifth, and Lazio in sixth. Over in the Netherlands, PSV winning the league there from Feyenoord, Ajax and AZ Alkmaar. In Scotland, because I know we've got some Scotland watchers out there, look at this. Rangers, they are winning the league by 3 points from Celtic. You love to see it. Rangers champions once again. Celtic in second, Aberdeen in third, Livingston getting the drop to the Scottish Championship. And then finally, in Spain, La Liga, Real Madrid win the title by 13 points from Barcelona, Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad. So they're the leagues rounded up. Let's have a look at some of our European leagues. In terms of the Super Cup, PSG beat Tottenham Hotspur on penalties. Was that the same result that it was in real life? It could have been 2-2 actually, but I know that PSG won on penalties in the end, so a replication there. The Europa Conference League was won by Legia Warsaw. They won on penalties. They played Fiorentina in the final, drew 1-1, but took the spoils on penalties. They will probably play in the Europa League next season. And speaking of the Europa League, that was won by Aston Villa, 4-0 for them against Lille in the final. So Aston Villa will play Champions League football next season. What a result for them, and back amongst European honours. And then the big one, the Champions League, Manchester City come out on top by 3-2 against Inter Milan in the final. Let's have a look at the semis. Anybody else in there? So Man City beat Barcelona, Inter beat Galatasaray, who did really well. As far as the quarters are concerned, Inter beating Dortmund, Galatasaray winning there. Spurs lost against Man City in the quarterfinal. And of course, Barcelona beating Napoli by 4-2 on aggregate. So yeah, wow, some really fun stats to look at for the end of the season. Let's just have a look before we go at the Premier League in terms of the player stats, because we are going to want to have a little look at this. Erling Haaland was the top goal scorer in the Premier League with 20 goals. Kolo Muani in second with 17. Benjamin Sesko got 16. Walt Marde got 15 for Newcastle. João Pedro with 15 as well. Mo Salah just the 14, along with Ollie Watkins and Alexander Isak, all tying in 8th position. Then we had a few 13s and a few 12s, but yeah, Erling Haaland getting the golden boot in the Premier League. So guys, we will leave it there for this episode. I think that we have just about covered everything. Let me know in the comments if we haven't done. And if you've enjoyed this episode, I do like a little bit of a stat. I like to do a roundup and let you guys know what is going on in my save around all the countries that we've got loaded and across Europe. But guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, make sure you subscribe for more FM26 content. And I can't even speak anymore. We will be back very soon with a brand new season of Dorking Wanderers playing in the National League. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.